Of course, Jack with a victory in the first round, made the jump directly to round 3, so he'll be watching this all unfold. We got that third round on standby. You know, he's probably hoping that third round unfolds over at the box. He's got an amazing round 3 heat. He's going to be up against Gabriel Medina, but right now we're going to set our sights on heat 6 of round 2. Frederico Morais up against Michael February. Both these guys looking to really switch on here in the second round. They had pretty low scoring heats at North Point on day 1 of competition. Well, the energy that Mikey is going to be fighting in this heat is from Portugal. Frederico Morais is going to be hard to overcome, but we do have a restart. A fresh 30-minute clock for these two competitors. Mikey February looking to get things started pretty quickly here. Nice hit off the top. There's plenty of him. 6'3" tall, finishes that wave off on the inside.
You know, there's certain ways, and again, I think the uniqueness of Michael February is that he uses a lot of upper body. He uses his arms for balance. He uses his arms to move through turns. So then again, that, you know, there's a lot of surfers that have a very, very quiet upper body. I mean, if a complete contrast would be John Florence, where his body is now just starting to move a lot more from the top, but it used to be very quiet. Watching this replay here, this wave again, you see how it's bending out to sea, or, you know, it's got the creasing, and you want the waves that are really bending at you. Definitely affect the scores. We watch Michael February, which is a little different kind of wave. This wave, he had to stretch it out before he gets his first move done, but he carries a ton of speed up and over the lip. And I love how he, again, uses that upper body to twist through the maneuver, squares shoulders up so his landing's good, and for sure gets the completion with the 2 turns at the very end. He was able to get a little bit further to the left over the top of the reef rocks. I mean, that's the thing, because some of these waves will finish right on top of it, and you end up going back the other direction. He stayed on that outside section, and now February is going to be adding. Now, finally, we get to see a wave from Frederico.
Let's see what he can do. Nice big hook off the top. Drives up into the lip again, goes to a layback, mixing things up nicely. And almost hangs on to that final turn, but, you know, not paying attention to the details on that end section. And as a result, an incomplete third maneuver.
Showing its face. And then the wave choice here, for me, you know, he's trying to find a wave that looked like it was going to be just that mid-size set. And what happens, unfortunately, is that he's got all the whitewater to deal with. He did well, though, on those 2 maneuvers, but then not completing that. But this wave here, you know, it looked like it was the right size. But again, the angle of it kind of pushes out into some deeper water. So these first 2 sections lay down. But he does well to get a fairly dynamic finish. You know, again, you know you're going to get it, and tags it, gets the drift once again.
Oh, here we go. Frederico Morais now with a big wave and goes for a huge turn, but the back foot, it looked like it came off the board. A lot of lump and bump there on the face.
You know, the angle being a bit more out of the west-southwest, which is showcasing a bit more of these lefts, which we really haven't seen any of the surfers focused on, you know, get any scores there. But now we got Federico up and riding.
Just a quick in and out there. Federico chasing down a 5.24. And he's going to go for it. Let's see if we can get rid of the 3.4. Drops to the bottom. Huge bottom turn. Saves a bit for the top turn. Nice little carve off the top. Swooping once again, rounding out his turns beautifully, mixing it up with the layback as the oncoming section. That tag on the inside.
I love it.
Always different. A little bit of creativity on the inside there.
So cool. It is. His arm placement, the way he brings his knees to his boards, he's just like absorbs energy. Just so unique. He's got the hair too, but I mean, just the way he moves all of his body is so cool. You know, again, he's got that knock knee style. So those 2 turns on the outside, again, carves. You know, he holds the rail through it, but then right here at the end, the layback, his arms, again, just his hands, he's got such long hands that they actually add to the balancing of his maneuvers.
Exactly. As soon as Mikey finishes a wave, I look out the back at Frederico, and you can definitely see the clench of pressure on him, and he's about to try and regain that lead. Let's see if he can do it here, guys.
A little caught behind to start this ride off, but now the wave slows down. Fred gets in just a transition turn to start this ride off. Wants a huge finish here, loading up the speed. And he tags it. Brings it down just before that rock shelf. Just under 7 minutes to go. Scores in for Michael February's last ride, a 4.9. The requirement now for the surfer from Portugal, a 6.73.
Let's take a look at it again. Again, he's caught behind on this one here. Bigger wave, but he gets there and carves it. Little cutback. Another little carve down cutback. Not a ton of points there, but he hammers this last section here.
I don't know.
All right, that's cool. You can have your opinion. I feel like he's going to better the 4.5. And that 4.5.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
No, well, he just had those two big turns on the outside on the 4.5. Didn't get the finish. Meanwhile, Michael's still picking off ways on the outside. Now trying to better a 4.9. He opts out of this one.
You can see Rosie getting out of the way there.
It was the opposite of his first wave, wasn't it? Not much on the outside and had the finish that time. Here he goes again. Throwing everything at the first section. 4 minutes to go.
Pressure. That is something that, yeah, it's so amazing. You feel like you need to do something different. He feels like he needed to hammer that lip. All he needed to do is this big open face carve. That's solid for him. I think,
well, let's have a look and see if Frederico Morais can save himself here. This is a smaller wave, so he has to absolutely rip this thing apart. First turn, just a transition move. Might have to go to the air. He does. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Michael February with an opportunity to increase his lead here. Nice swoop off the top. All style through that first move. Hammers the lip once again, something that he's done very well in this heat. Stays on his feet.
Although, did he need to do that?
The clock winding down, just 5 seconds remaining. Fred goes. A little caught behind for a moment here. Drives up into the pocket, but nothing there to hit. And another top seed falling out of the mix here. He gets his second championship tour heat win.
Freestyle.
And he is moving on through to round 3. Solid effort from the 24-year-old.
Probably a little slice on his foot, too, for his efforts.
Gets one back on Frederico Morais. Do not go anywhere. Another big clash coming your way. Griffin Colapinto up against Yago Dora next. We'll bring in Joe Turpel and Martin Potter for the call.